Are you looking for some ideas for Valentine's crafts? Are you looking for a way to use up all your little scraps, maybe scrap paper or scrap fabric? And do you love the shabby chic and Victorian look? Well, in today's video, this is Trash to Treasure Part 2 for Valentine's Day, and that's exactly what we're going to look at. Victorian and shabby chic and romantic ideas for crafts. Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life at any age, always on a budget. And in case you're wondering, I'll be 70 years old this year. Just want to take a moment and thank all my subscribers and everyone that watches my video. Really appreciate every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so you don't miss any of my lifestyle, decorating, and DIY videos. I have a lot of stuff coming. So in today's video, by the way, if you haven't watched part 1, Trash to Treasure part 1, please watch that. It's kind of on the farmhouse vintage type look. I wanted to make 2 distinct videos. This one today is all about Victorian. It's about the faded pinks and faded creams and, you know, a little bit distressed and just so romantic, shabby chic and Victorian. And I had a blast making all of these. I literally, in some of these cases, used little tiny pieces of lace and burlap and fabric and paper. And they came out to be so beautiful. So without further ado, I want to show you my Trash to Treasure Part 2, Victorian, shabby chic, and very romantic for Valentine's Day. I hope you'll love it. I hope you get inspired. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye. Welcome to Valentine's Trash to Treasure number 2. This is more of a Victorian looking, softer palette. And most of these things were made from either inexpensive items from the Dollar Tree or from scrap paper and Kleenex boxes. So I want to start out showing you my rag wreath. This was a form from Dollar Tree, a heart form. I took a painter's tarp and just cut strips and tied it on. And then I did a fabric bow cluster. And that can be removed. And you can put on, you know, a pink and yellow one for Easter if you want to, and even have some little eggs hanging down. So it's very versatile. So this whole color scheme is more pink, pale faded pink. This large heart here was one of these, you know, gaudy glitter hearts I've had for years. And all I did was take some scrap paper. I looked for that real dusty pink color. Put some burlap across, did a fabric cluster, and then with these little flowers and twine, it looks so cute. And when I made this large one, I went on to make some smaller ones. You can see that was pink paper. I actually aged it myself. This has got a big piece of burlap on it, lace, some painter's tarp. Just all the texture is what makes these so interesting. Now I want to say too, this is actually unraveled burlap that I just tied in a bow, and I put a little flower on it. See? They have 2 lives. One is very gaudy. You can see, look at this one. Very gaudy. But I made it into something very soft and beautiful, which again, I talked about this at Christmas. Make some of your one-dimensional things 2-sided with different themes on them. Now, I want to show you the punch I used. This is a Paper Studio punch from Hobby Lobby. You guys, I love this punch because look at all the different things you can punch out of one punch. Look at this. So you can do leaves, you can do a fat round flower, a matching smaller one, a spiky flower, and then the centers are here. Actually, that one is a tiny, tiny little flower. Anyway, very versatile punch, and that's what I use to put on these hearts. See the flowers here? And here again, this one is the larger one and the smaller one. You can see I put it on almost every single one. Okay. Now let's get to some of the things I made that are larger. Now, I showed you this in my last video because it was Victorian, but it was very black and red. So, but I wanted to say again, this is a piece of Kleenex box here. And this piece here is a pocket. I just did some runner's tape here, here, and here. And then you can stick in all your Valentines. And you could do this in these soft colors also. It doesn't have to be in black. I just wanted a nice contrast in the back there. One of my cutest things, and I've showed this before, is this little, it's like a gigantic tag. This piece was taken from a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. And I just added a Cupid to it. And but by the way, if you're not going to mail things, make them 3-dimensional. In other words, get the little foam stickers. Can you see how it's not flat? It gives it more interest. I added some lace to the top, which is hard to see. It keeps flopping over the other way. But this cost me nothing to make, and it's beautiful. I left the back what it really is so you can see. Kleenex box. I just cut up my Kleenex boxes into the long pieces, and I cut little tags out of them or make pieces like this. It's the perfect weight. It's not too heavy and thick. And of course, I round the edges too on some of these. Now over here, I made a couple tags. I think these are so cute. Okay, this is a separate tag. That's actually, let's see if I can show you here. It's actually loose. You can see it's not glued down here. So I put a tag on a tag, just added some lace at the bottom, added a Cupid, a little piece of paper here, and then the little lace at the top. One of those little tickets from Tim Holtz. This is a button with a jewel glued onto it with some lace. And then I just added in those hearts I made. This is made from 2 heart punches and then some clear stick-on jewels. Anyway, I think they're beautiful. And I love this paper, that kind of real pastel looking. So what are some other things I made? Well, to go in the Victorian box I showed you I made these love letters. And of course, they're just scrapbook paper rolled up. And I took, this is actually a sanding block. And I just glued paper on the side and on the top. And I put all the little love letters and postcards in there. And then here's my little burlap sack. I just tied on some fabric and twine and a Valentine tag. And lastly, one last Dollar Tree heart. Now this is brighter. It should have been in the other Trash to Treasure. I covered it with burlap paper, did a swath of lace across, a little piece of, you know, the toile fabric, and tied some fabric in a bow and put black sheer fabric, keys, twine, and just tied it in a bow there. And it's really, really cute. And I showed this in the last video, but I just want to show you. This is a great way to display your hearts. Your hearts sit up very well in here. So you could very well take this heart. Really is a nice way to display things. And you could do that with the wreath or any of the other ones I showed you. So I hope you like this. I hope you got a lot of romantic inspiration. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.